I'm in this capacity, I'm one of the co-chairs of an organization called Team Sault Ste. Marie. This is a collective, it's a group of employment agencies and employment counselors that work collaboratively in the city to help people find work, and when we hear of an opportunity where there's some new employment, a new business coming to town, or some great jobs that are going to be coming to town, we work collectively to try and get the word out and to get as many people involved in the process and knowledgeable of these opportunities as possible. So this is my role here. Today you won't be hearing much from me, thankfully. But I do want to thank our other partners in bringing this together. Obviously, the Ministry of Labour, but also Algoma University for offering this space, the Economic Development Corporation, the City of Sault Ste. Marie, and of course Team Sault Ste. Marie, who I mentioned. What I do want to point out quickly is at the end of this presentation, if you go home and you feel like you may have missed something, or you want to kind of revisit it, I believe this document, this piece of paper was handed out to everybody. The two websites at the bottom you'll see, cityssm.on.ca and Discoverthesault.ca, will have the video of this presentation streaming on that. So you can go back and revisit the entire presentation probably by as early as this evening, I would imagine. It'll be up and running. So please take advantage of that resource. I'm going to introduce or bring some names to you that you'll be hearing from these people as the next hour and a half or so progresses. The first person you'll meet is Lacey Bello. She's an information session coordinator for this particular hiring, and she is an employment standards officer as well with the Ministry of Labour. You're going to hear from Carrie Thompson, who's the manager of the Provincial Claims Centre for the Ministry of Labour. You're going to hear from Rosanna Nazlovar, who's a recruitment consultant from the Northern Recruitment Centre. You're going to hear from John Chow, an employment standards officer. John's over here. You're going to hear from Monique Bambako, who is an employment standards officer right there. And finally, Miranda Mayu, in her capacity here today, she is the Health and Workplace Chair for the Ministry of Labour as well, and I think an employment standards officer as well. So these are the people who are going to bring you all the information about the jobs themselves, what it's like working at the ministry. And at the very end, we're going to entertain questions and answers at that point, unless any of the presenters want to entertain questions as they go. But we're thinking we'd like to hold them all until the end, because there's a lot of information you're going to hear and see in the next few minutes. So I'm going to step aside and bring Lacey up.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. I'm so glad you could come on such short notice. So I'm just going to run down the agenda with you. So we've covered introductions. Carrie Thompson's going to be coming up. She's going to give an overview of what the Ministry of Labour is all about and the Provincial Claims Centre. We are also going to have presentations by employment standards officers giving you a day in the life of what they do and why they love their job. They will also have a presentation with Rosanna, who is going to go over the OPS and career and interview preparation. And then we'll have questions. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming out today. I'm the manager of the Provincial Claims Centre with the Ministry of Labour. And it's really important. Can't hear me?
There's a microphone just put here.
Okay.
Just need to turn it on.
That's what I was thinking. Are we going to pick that up?
How's that? It's really important for the Ministry of Labour to get the word out on these great positions that are becoming available in Sault Ste. Marie. The Employment Standards Program, which these positions will be operating under, is a key program with the Ministry of Labour. And these are great positions coming to Sault Ste. Marie. We're really looking for good quality candidates. We want to show that Sault Ste. Marie has skilled people that can fill these jobs and fulfill the mandate of the Employment Standards Act. If you're interested in working for the Ministry of Labour, I thought it might be helpful to know a little bit about the Ministry of Labour. First of all, the minister is the Honourable Peter Fonseca. That's probably not going to be an interview question, but it doesn't hurt to know that. The Ministry of Labour and its agencies play a key role in Ontario to promote safe and healthy workplaces and fair employment practices. We do that through three key program area responsibilities: the occupational health and safety area, employment rights and responsibility piece, and labor relations piece. Through the administration of the Employment Standards Act 2000 and the Pay Equity Act and related statutes. And the Employment Rights and Responsibilities program establishes and enforces fair employment practices within Ontario workplace. That's the piece that we're focusing on today. This would be the legislation that sets minimum wage, hours of work, public holidays, term and step requirements, etc. The Ministry's role in respect to labour relations is to promote a stable labour relations climate and harmonious workplace relationships in the province. The other piece of Ministry of Labour, we're part of a big picture, is the occupational health and safety side. We're not recruiting for that, but it is a huge piece of who we are. The occupational health and safety side ensures that workplaces in Ontario are safe for everyone, so that everyone that goes to work comes home safely at the end of the day. A little bit about the Provincial Claims Centre. That's who we are, and that's what we're recruiting for. The Provincial Claims Centre was established in Sault Ste. Marie in September 2007. We started off with 14 staff, and we're currently at 33 staff. When this recruitment exercise is over, we'll be up around 45 to 55 staff. And possibly in the next 3 to 5 years, you'll see us upwards of 80-some staff in Sault Ste. Marie. We handle the claims that come through for the whole province under the Employment Standards Act. So if someone does not get paid properly, they get laid off without proper notice, they're not sure if they should have got paid for working on Labor Day, all of those kinds of things. If someone puts in a claim against their employer, that claim is through the Employment Standards Act. That's the act, the piece that governs those employment issues. Right now, the province of Ontario receives about 24,000 claims a year, and all of those come through our unit in Sault Ste. Marie. We are a provincial centre. We are the only provincial centre in the province. We get inquiries on those claims. People send in their claim, and then they want to know what's happening. We take about 4,000 phone calls a month, wanting to know the status of their claim, wanting to know what's going on with their claim, wanting to change information about their claim, and maybe just wanting to be a little bit cranky about their claim. Our officers handle the initial investigation of claims. We assign, through a computerized system, the claims are assigned to 2 officers. They have a queue. The claims are assigned to the officers. And when their officers are investigating claims, we get documents. And we have lots of documents, about 5,000 a month. Whether it's checks, payroll records, etc. We get a lot of documents. So I just thought you should know what you're getting into if you're interested in working for the Ministry of Labour. It's high pressure, high volume. There's lots of work. It doesn't seem to be easing up. And so we really look forward to everyone having a successful recruitment process with us. Good luck in your interview. There will be people to tell you about their jobs. There's lots of questions that you can ask them, I'm sure. And I think Rosanna's got some great information on how to apply to the OPS. The Ontario Public Service is a little bit unique in its application process, and sometimes we worry that we miss getting good quality candidates because they're not sure on how to apply to the OPS. So we want to fix that up front. So hopefully today there was some good information that you can take away with you. So thank you.